David Dobrik is one of the most popular YouTubers around. His early days were all about posting viral videos on Vine, and he has managed to retain an audience of over 10 million loyal fans. Of course, with all those subscribers, you can bet he is making some serious cash. From ad revenue to sponsorships, it seems like everyone is throwing their money at David. But where is all that money going? Make sure to stick around till the end to find out how David uses his cash to make others happy. Before we talk about how David Dobrik spends his millions, let's get to know the man behind the YouTube channel. He's technically Slovakian since he was born there. When he was still very young, his family moved to Chicago. Later, he moved to Los Angeles, and he's been living there ever since. He first rose to popularity when Vine was still around, and his first Vine was posted back in 2013. He quickly garnered an audience who just couldn't get enough of him. He had over 1.3 million Vine followers. It didn't take long for David to start becoming one of the most popular YouTube stars around. He joined YouTube on December 19, 2014, and he seemed to post new videos every couple of days. He even has a second YouTube channel called David Dobrik 2, which has nearly 5 million subscribers. What is truly interesting about David is that he is a recipient of DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. You could say that David has the true American dream story with being a rags to riches scenario. $1 million investment into Tesla. We all know that rich people like to invest their money. Why not make some of that cash grow? Well, David had a smaller idea. One of the most amazing things about David is the things he chooses to invest in, regardless of how risky it is. For example, he invested about $1 million into Tesla. Yes, Elon Musk's Tesla. Unfortunately, David's investment didn't quite have the return he anticipated right away. He ended up losing $70,000 24 hours after he invested. Considering that Elon is rich enough to cover his own expenses, he can handle Tesla's unstable stock status. This wasn't his only venture with Tesla. It seems this is his favorite brand of car. When he was in a relationship with fellow YouTuber Lisa Koshy, he surprised her with a brand new Tesla. At least, that's what the name of the video said, but alas, that was just a clickbait title. David actually bought a Tesla for himself. Sadly, David and Lisa had a very public breakup on YouTube, which you would expect from vloggers, but it seems like David is still driving that Tesla around. While David's banker thinks it was crazy that he wanted to put $1 million into Tesla, David seems to be pretty stingy with his money otherwise. There are no new rumors coming that he's even eyeing another company to throw his money at. However, it seemed that the majority of the companies are more interested in throwing their money at him. David mentioned that he can't take pictures and videos of himself at different food places without being contacted about a potential collaboration. Maybe he is making so much money because he is using sponsorships to get free food. That would be a smart move for sure. In case you haven't noticed, David has a lot of money. You could say that him investing $1 million in Tesla is a good example of that. $2.5 million house. When it comes to spoiling himself, David bought a home that is over $2.5 million in Studio City, California. Since he has the majority of his work in Los Angeles, it would only make sense to stay close to work. This house was built in 1953 and continues to go up in value since it is prime real estate with great views of the city. As you can imagine, it's been heavily renovated since the 1950s as well. These days, his home is valued at $2.7 million. You could say that real estate is something David should consider investing in if he wants to make more money. Spending a fortune on cars. If you are a dedicated follower of David's channel, you might notice that he is a lot like Oprah. It almost seems like he is giving away a car each week. He recently bought his assistant a new car, and he even bought 3 new cars for his best friends. If you are in need of a car, then perhaps a friendship with David should be in your plan. We have to wonder if he is getting these things on discount, like a loyalty card, where if you buy 10, you get the 11th one free, or maybe someone is giving him the cars in return for the promotion that it will give them. Regardless, it seems that David is very much into cars and wants to share his love of cars around his social circle as much as possible. One of his most popular videos is when he bought his dad his dream car, an electric blue BMW. $10,000 giveaways. He is known to do frivolous things like giving a friend $10,000 in a white elephant Christmas exchange. Granted, these types of videos definitely garnered heavy views since people like to see other people spend large amounts of cash. But the other crazy thing to think about is that he can afford to do these nutty things with his money. There is also a 29-minute compilation video out there of David buying the most expensive gifts for his family and friends with a little help of SeatGeek. He is spending a lot of cash, but he is thankfully spending it on the people who matter most. We often forget that David is still in his early 20s. He only just recently became old enough to drink adult beverages. But for a college-age kid that young, with crazy amounts of money like that, frivolous purchases are to be expected. But since he seems to be interested in investing, it looks like he's interested in maintaining his wealth long after his YouTube years are done. And David has even admitted that he is pretty good with his money. Even if he does spend $10,000 on a YouTube video, he ends up making more than that money back, thanks to the millions of views he gets. The Vlog Squad. Another thing that is interesting about David's videos is that he doesn't work alone. He has an impressive group of friends with him who we call the Vlog Squad. There is a good chance these people aren't volunteering their time since there is a lot of work put into these videos. Many of them have their own independent YouTube channels which they also monetize and get publicity for hanging out with David. David features a lot of people in his videos, and sometimes you'll catch a celebrity here and there. Even in David's Vlog Squad, there is one famous member that you can bet is making a paycheck. And that is former Drake and Josh star Josh Peck. David also recently nabbed Kendall Jenner for a celebrity cameo video. Unless Kendall was feeling generous and volunteering her time, there is a good chance she was being paid some cash to make that appearance. Cross-promotion can be a hefty investment, and yet it's very important for gaining and sustaining fans. He even arranged a meeting with Courtney Cox for his friend, who is a big Friends fan. Again, these celebs usually charge money to make these appearances, so David is probably the one writing their paychecks. Plus, just think about how much it cost for him to have an editor edit every single one of his videos together. With how busy he is now, it's unlikely that he does that part himself. Petty purchases. David can also use his money to be petty, but in a good way. In September 2018, he posted a video on his Twitter feed showcasing some girls who cut him in line at the In-N-Out Burger, a very popular fast food chain that is known to have a bit of a wait time. David and some of his Vlog Squad decided to deal with the event by not only featuring the girls in the video, but his friend decided he should buy food for everyone in line, all except the line cutters. Given how popular In-N-Out is, we can bet there were quite a few people behind him. They all benefited from following the rules and not cutting in line. David's videos of the incident showed him giving high fives to and listening to people's reaction to him buying them food. Plus, he told them all why he was buying them food in the first place, embarrassing the girls even more. If you are someone who enjoys justice being served hot in the form of a burger and fries, it's a pretty epic move. David is spending his money left and right and seems like he has a good cash flow coming in to make up for the losses. From gift giving to spending crazy amounts of cash for the views, David is the textbook example of a young man who is killing it in the world of YouTube. He is also a fairly smart businessman when it comes to branding and marketing. Maybe that's due to his humble beginnings in Chicago. When it all comes down to it, David seems to be a sweet guy with a generous heart who uses his money not only for video shenanigans, but also to try to make the world around him a better place. What do you think about how David Dobrik spends his millions? Do you want to be his new best friend? Tell us if you watch his vlogs in the comments section down below. If you enjoy the videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and also turn on post notification